All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. All right, I'm here with another video for you. So with the season getting ready to commence in just about a week, there are some late concerns I have going into the season, and I will share with you the guys that now I am extremely concerned about going into the season. If I have a draft in the next week, I'm definitely avoiding altogether one way or the other. All right, as far as quarterbacks, Trey Lance, he's been the guy that everybody wants, the most hyped sleeper quarterback. You know, whatever superlative adjective you want to attach to Lance's name, that's what he's had this summer. But the re-signing or the restructuring of Jimmy Garoppolo's contract is a bad sign for me, in the sense that you have Kyle Shanahan, who's not the most patient coach in the world, who's already cut loose Trey Sermon after only 1 year with the team as a third-round pick. And this team is a playoff contender, a possible division winner. And if Trey Lance, winds up struggling right out of the gate, let's say Lance, is sitting there with an 0-2 record or a 1-3 record right out of the gate, well, then Shanahan could turn to Jimmy Garoppolo, who's taken the 49ers to 2 NFC championship games. And I don't think anybody would be able to argue with that point either if Lance starts out by struggling. So this definitely concerns me. And when you have a young quarterback like Trey Lance is in his first season as a starter, how is he going to react to the giant shadow of Jimmy G, who a lot of people in the locker room still like and respect? So for the pressure, already he had a lot of pressure being a starter on a team this good. Now with Jimmy G just, a clipboard away, I'm out on Lance. This signifies a lot of bad things to me. That perhaps the 49ers are hedging their bets on Lance. Maybe they're not as confident in Lance as maybe the rest of us are. Either way, I'm out on Trey Lance for this season. And honestly, I'm really avoiding him altogether in the drafts that I do have coming up in the next couple of, in the next week or so. All right, now as far as running backs, there's a couple of issues with the running backs. Josh Jacobs, I've been out on the entire summer. For all the reasons that we've talked about, not picking up the option, the drafting of Zamir White. Yes, Kenyon Drake is out of the picture, but this is going to be the Zamir White show, the Amir Abdullah show out of the backfield as a pass receiving back. I even think towards the latter part of the season, Jacobs may not even play much. That's how out on him I think that the new coaching staff on the Raiders feels about Jacobs as a whole. Cam Akers. Boy, things are just getting worse. He's still banged up. He's still battling injury. Darrell Henderson is pushing for a 50-50 timeshare. Kyron Williams, that was the latest blow to Akers, potential blow, is that Sean McVay held him out of the last preseason game because he has big plans for Kyron Williams. So now you have 3 guys, and then the incumbent starter, Akers, who's coming back from a torn Achilles, which is death for a running back. He lacked explosion and speed when he came back. Yes, it was a miracle that he came back so quickly, but I'm not trusting anybody coming back from a torn Achilles, especially with 2 backs behind him that are in play for having a decent amount of work this season for Sean McVay. So I am still out on Cam Akers, as I have been out pretty much the entire season. J.K. Dobbins, man, that's just brutal. Kenyon Drake was signed possibly to be a pass-catching back along with Mike Davis. Gus Edwards is eventually going to come back. So Gus Edwards will split time with Dobbins on first and second down, while Mike Davis and Kenyon Drake will handle pass receiving. So Dobbins is now grossly knocked down in PPR formats, and in standard leagues loses a lot of luster as well. Breece Hall sounded this alarm from the very beginning. Nobody wanted to listen, or very few of you listened, because I argued with people incessantly on Twitter that his 4th-round ADP earlier this summer, and even up until the last week or so, was insanely overinflated. Michael Carter is going to handle about half the work. He's going to handle the pass receiving work. He's going to be on the field when the Jets play catch-up. And then not to mention the fact that Ty Johnson, who Robert Saleh still speaks up on, Zonovan Knight, who made the team, he's still there. So there's a lot of mouths to feed. And Saleh comes from a committee background when it comes to working with the running backs. So Breece Hall, who's not going to catch a lot of passes, that'll be Michael Carter's domain, who won't be on the field in the hurry-up offense and who will likely have to split time with 2 other backs. I'm still out on him. And you should have been out on him from the beginning as well. David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert is really nipping at his heels. Herbert looks great every time he gets the ball in space. He's explosive. He's speedy. Everything that Montgomery is not. Avoid David Montgomery. Miles Sanders, hamstring is still an issue. Kenneth Gainwell, really looking like a good buy now, a good late round buy. We know he can catch the ball. He's got some wiggle to him. He can get to the outside. He's got some acceleration. Miles Sanders, once again, the injuries are just so frustrating, and he is a complete out for me. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, want nothing to do with Clyde Edwards-Hilaire because of the setup in Kansas City. There's now 4 backs on the Kansas City Chiefs that are all going to vie for touches. Ronald Jones, Isaiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon, and CEH. I'm out on all of them. All right, so in terms of the wide receivers and tight ends, I'm going to do a separate video on that. So those are the quarterbacks and the running backs that I'm definitely avoiding now as drafts are really getting underway. They've been getting underway, that are really hot and heavy right now. This is when the most people draft the week before the season. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification button so you can be made aware of the receivers and tight ends video I'm going to do a little bit later. And all the other videos, breaking news, streams, everything, you name it. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification button. All right, everybody, we'll talk soon.